Right now, yeah.
Okay, look, Syria. Trump, I'm gonna pull out of Syria. Let's just talk. Look. The area that the Americans are holding in Syria is where most of Syria's oil wealth is. That's the first thing. Number two, they're staying in Syria not because they have a right there, they're not invited, they don't have no reason to be there, they're not fighting ISIL. Remember they had 2 years of bombing ISIL and they didn't kill one guy. Remember that?
Right.
Russia started bombing and they knocked them over in 2 weeks. Not knocked them over, but it changed the balance in 2 weeks. So Trump is just talking. If he wanted to leave Syria, they wouldn't let him. I hope he do leave. It'll save more of our lives. But I think everything that they've done in that region, remember they moved on the Turks. That Turk is their ally for 50 or 60 years. You know, the people who fought with them in Korea more than anybody is the Turks, not the British. And that was 60 years ago or something. For the question, no, don't. We hope Don would leave Syria, but I don't think so, although we hope so. So that's basically all we have to say about Syria. Is there any more questions?
Well, actually, I did have a question. It's really more of a comment. Remember I was telling you about that email I got from their brother. It was, there's been a lot of fitna and confusion, more or less, going on in the Imam Wafdi Muhammad community over who should be the leader. Long story short, that's the gist of it. So this brother in Richmond, you know, he's actually was the brother that married Shauna and I. He forwarded an email of this one brother who was basically saying that Imam Wafdi Muhammad, he had not a known successor, a known individual that he had an idea of who he wanted to lead his community. And the person that wrote the letter, he mentioned, he didn't name drop anybody, but he basically said that, well, long story short, a lot of people in Wafdi Muhammad are looking at Farrakhan for leadership. And this guy's calling him out and saying, hey, that ain't the one you're looking for. And he says that the person that the Imam wanted to be his successor to lead his community, he's claiming is in jail. And so people don't want to follow him. I don't know, I only know one brother in jail right now that would fit any type of leadership type role, but you could offer your insight on that, you know.
No, I don't have no.
Oh, you have it?
Look,
Okay.
Imam Wafdi Muhammad on 2 occasions, in '85 and later in around 2000, just before he passed, he was giving a speech and he had all the big boys on the stage and he said, you think they following me? They following themselves. That's what the chief said. Okay. Now, I think Yahya, whatever his name is, down in Texas, was up there. Fahim might have been up there from Oakland. And some others. Imam Wafdi Muhammad, I talked to him about this when we was in Iran together in '97. Imam Wafdi Muhammad, when he became the leader, first thing he did was broke up that old crew. The nation started off okay. By the 70s, they was talking about the royal family. I know y'all don't remember that. The royal family, Saudi Arabia royal family. The royal family was Elijah's family. The royal family. Biggest bunch of crooks I ever seen in my life. The ones I know, Nathaniel Muhammad was the minister in Kansas City. The whole fruit, the captain, the secretary, and who else? The captain, the secretary, and the treasurer, all of them was at Leavenworth. That's 35 miles. So we had close contact with Nathaniel Muhammad. We knew he was selling dope we was on the yard in Leavenworth. And he said that that the government set him up. Imam Muhammad sent a group there to investigate, and they got quiet, and they said nothing about it since. That means they just he let his brother go in the penitentiary for selling dope, went up to McNeil Island, you know. I don't know if John Muhammad, that's Elijah's brother, looked kind of like him. He died by then. All the captains and ministers of those days, and maybe now, were thieves. When Imam Worthaddeen Muhammad took office, the first thing he did was broke up that cabal who was taking all the money, would slap a poor believer upside the head with a roll of $100 bills. It had become so corrupt, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Imam Worthaddeen Muhammad tried to straighten that out. Now you're asking my opinion. Imam Muhammad did not have a martyr's complex. And that's what it would take to, even coming to the Sunnah, he eased to the Sunnah. You study the old books like
I've read them.
Message, Imam, W.D. Muhammad, that green book.
No, not that one, but I've read a number of his lectures and writings.
The old lectures from the 70s, and the best one he gave was Remake the World up there in Philadelphia, 1976. That was the best. But he opened the door to the Sunnah, and when he did, he couldn't stop it. So he went on, but Imam Muhammad to me was honest and he was good, but he believed too much in America. And I think that was his thing. And those other guys, like the National Negro, those are pure thieves and crooks. Pure. They don't have no good in them. It's just an opinion. Growing up in the community and all. That stuff about the black man, okay, if you think it's, go try to borrow, go to any place and say, brother, I need $500, they're gonna throw me out of See if you get it. See if you get it. Go anywhere. Just go around the country. Say, I want to go on a countrywide tour. And tell anybody, anywhere, in the leadership, I just need a little help to help my family and to help myself. See if you get it. Okay, so with Imam Muhammad, as time went on, there was a crew that loved him, the pioneer crew. All of us loved him. I loved him too, a whole lot. But he just, he didn't have it. He didn't have, to me,
Yeah, I understand.
he didn't have the fight. And then, okay, you gotta look at my opinion, my position on all of this. My other friend that I supported, 2,000%, we raised over 300,000, took it right on down. But my position was, you going out to be the chief, and from history, I'll get behind you and I'll support you, because I know if he the chief, ain't gonna be nobody else with him but himself. And I'm telling him, I got your back. Of course, he thought I was crazy, and he didn't believe it till he was in prison and everybody had abandoned. Then he told me in words, and I said, well, but I never took bail, but I gave him support, because there's a certain few things you got to be. This is my opinion. I'm not gonna put my life in nobody's hands and they not qualified, because if I'm out of the way, that means my family, everybody else, whatever I'm doing. So this is what I was telling Iran at the last meeting. You have to, Iran now, have to rise to a high level of ethicalness, because people are coming in freely. So when they join you freely, they got to know, I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna take care of your family, and I ain't gonna do nothing to you. That's how Imam Khomeini pulled it off. All our leaders before, in the rebellion, everywhere was a bunch of not that good. And in Africa, all the founding fathers, well, Julius Nyerere was all right. Kenneth Kaunda wasn't bad. But you look what happened in South Africa after Mandela died. It was already happening. He was a good man. But niggas will F up anything they get a chance to. That's why we're trying to get so powerful. You know why? We want to be a big power. It sounds crazy, but we trust ourselves with power. I trust myself with power. I'm just telling you. I trust myself with wealth, power, money, because I already dealt with it and it ain't no problem. It never was a problem, but the older you get, the better you get with it. I have been looking. You know, in history, there's a guy in Greek mythology that's always going around with a lantern. Have you ever seen that?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
They asked him, what are you looking for? He said, an honest man. He has a lantern and day all the time. He's always. They said, what are you looking for? He said, an honest man. Okay. Do you trust in the black leaders? Think of all the people we demonstrate with. Black so-and-so, boogla, brother. What would you trust them in? Suppose.
They've already exposed themselves.
Sure, but suppose that's what $200, $1,000. What about $1 billion or $50 billion? Something like that. What about having it all of the daughters of 20% of the people in the country or something? You got access to, just say, 5,000 girls. How many of the people, Tazkiyah bil nafs is a struggle. The reason we're trying to get so big, so people can see, we want to be example. What we really want to be is so people see, niggas can do it. Tell the truth. Do anybody think we can do anything? They don't think we can do crap.
We don't think we can do it.
We don't think it, and we go out of our way to prove it. We get, you know what I mean? As soon as we get at the door of freedom, I got it out, we go right up to the door of freedom and either sit down or turn around. Or they offer us a package of chewing gum or some lifesavers. And we take it for freedom. You know, that's what we do. Okay, it's not us, it's humanity. Remember in the Quran, all them people, why y'all do that? Because our leaders told us, well, you're going there, your leaders go, get on there with them. Right? The human being, see, we're taking Quran at its word. And you notice when you read the Quran and you read the news and you look at the history of movements, it is exactly the truth. The people today are acting, no matter how far you go, they're acting the same way. They need the same remedy. That's what we're trying to do. Hey man, I'm telling you, we're trying to fix this changeover is coming. I know we talk about it. I don't want to be overbearing, but look, here's what we're trying to do. The world is changing. We already see that. The chances of the United States coming out on top don't look too good. It don't look too good. And everybody that is picking on is now bigger than him or badder than him. The Chinese, I think the Chinese got $2 trillion of American money. They can't tell what they're going to do. The Chinese going to eventually tell them, if you don't leave us alone, we're going to ask for our money. We have $2 trillion of your money. So you either turn over $2 trillion in gold or anything. We're going to destroy your market. We're destroying your economy. We'll just flood the market with the $2 trillion and your money will go zoop, down, 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 down. Okay. Well, I got to do this. In Syria, one white lady said Putin had a bad hand and he played it very well. You can't go telling people, making fun of nobody. No big nigga, he big as you almost, and you happen to get a lucky punch in on him. Yeah, and all every time you walk, and he's saying, yeah, okay, fine, okay.
And he can fight.
Yeah.
He can physically fight.
And the Russians lost 27 million people in World War II. United States don't know what, they don't know nothing about misery. They can't take it.
Still crying about that 500,000 in the Civil War.
670 something.
Yeah, it's all over about 500,000, a little more than 500,000.
That was, what, almost 200. Hey man, that ran them crazy, man. Okay, here's the thing. I don't want to take all your time, but this is a serious time. There's millions of lives involved. I'm going to just tell you the truth. I think that Allah raised me to do what I'm doing since the very beginning, and I just figured it out a while ago. But because hey man, there's too many damn turns all along Africa, Asia, the Middle East, every time that it was a decision to make, a turn to take, I took the turn that led here. I'm saying here, don't make no difference what you think about it. This is the place to be, here, where we are now. Not with 50 Masjid, not with the airplane, not with none of that, where we are now. Okay. The challenge that we had to go through is a part of Tazkiyah bil Nafs. Purification of the soul, of the self. I had to deal with crazy people. They thought I would be like Jamil, or I would be like Yahweh bin Yahweh. Here's the guy, this is Big Hank. He has respect everywhere. If you challenge him and you were the janitor, he's going to get mad. And they're thinking about 30 years ago, when the people was messing with me in the masjid. I just took the iron bar, I lift for iron. I took, that iron bar that for dumbbells is about this, about this long. I just stripped the iron off of it, and I beat everybody on the shoulders. I didn't hit nobody on the head because they would die, and I'm in perfect shape. Stop! I say, you're paranoid. Ain't nothing happening to you. Because they was saying it was all of the Iranian, a white boy, a Negro. they're gonna try to make me paranoid. And I said, you wanna play with the brother, huh? So I just started whooping on all of them. Ooh! I said, what's wrong with you? Ooh, you're hitting me. I said, you paranoid, man. They thought I would do that. For 35 years behind. That's when you still 10 years out of 5 years, 10 years out of Jahiliyyah, 10 years out of Jahiliyyah. And the Quran is just having an effect on you. Not 35 years later of the Quran, remember, it's a dhikr, it's a purification.
It's a healer.
They all dealing with somebody 35, we gonna make him mad. Mad? I'm not mad. What are y'all talking about? This is okay, but see, when the Quran says that we're gonna do this, that, and other, so that Allah may know, it don't mean so Allah will know, because Allah already knows. It's so you know. You know, so you'll know yourself, you'll know what restrictions to put on yourself, you'll know when to hand authority to somebody else, when it's too light, when it's too heavy. You have to go through all these developmental processes to know how to do those things. That's why it just seems like it's close now. It's close, and the way, you remember now, we didn't wait on everybody in America. We work with Answer, we work with, and we never went there telling them, you do this, you do that. We said, what you want us to do? With everybody. There is nobody, it ain't nobody, and I don't know what it is. So that's what we do. That's what we have to do, inshallah. So that's where we're going with this. We're gonna try to be in position where because see, they're going the chaotic route. Like, you have to admit that the presidency is in chaos. Now, now y'all remember I'm praying a whole lot, making fun of these white folks, but I didn't, I didn't actually think it would be that soon and that hilarious. This is unexplainable. I don't